Chairman of IRI to come to the stage. Dr. Mukhopadhyay, Chairman IRI, All India. May I request Mr. P.K. Mohammed, past Chairman. May I request Mr. Ravi Soni to come to the stage of Ravi Enterprises. Mr. Chandrasekhar. Now, welcome address by Mr. K.J. Janakar.
Good evening to all of you. I am glad that we have good gathering for today's function. Today we have with us the chairman of All India Rubber Institute, Dr. Mukobate, and also the past chairman, Mr. P.K. Mohammed, and I would like to extend a hearty welcome to them. I also would like to extend a hearty welcome to Mr. Chandrasekhar. Please, he is a Chief Digital Technological Officer of J.K. Fenner. I also welcome Mr. Ravi Soni, who is sponsoring the meeting. Not but the least, grand welcome to all the participants. Friends, as you know, in the last meeting on technical session, we had the participation of vehicle manufacturers, and our focus was auto molded components by MSME sector. It was very clear that for the rubber industry, they need to have the culture of adoption, not only technological improvements in the usage of polymers and other raw materials, machineries, testing equipments, etc. But changes are taking place on sustainability, and to improve the quality standard, adopting the method of digitalization, etc. is also necessary. In this view, I discussed with members of All India Rubber Industries Association, Mr. Ankit Jain, Chairman, and Mr. Karthik, Vice Chairman. The members felt, they suggested to have a meeting focusing on digitalization. One of the committee members of IRA Chennai branch, Mr. Dinesh Davidson, who is the plant head for J.K. Fenner Madurai, arranged the lecture on digitalization by Mr. Chandrasekhar. Our chairman, Dr. Mukobate, will give a vivid picture on future of tire and rubber industry in 2030 and beyond. Now, the importance of adopting such a new development is to be implemented by the rubber goods manufacturing industry. Veterans of tire industry like P.K. Mohammed, Dr. Mukobate are involved in adopting these new developments like sustainability, usage of raw materials not conducive to health and environmental situation. Tire companies put their efforts on such aspects through their R&D department. But most of the MSME sector say they cannot afford to spend time and money in following the culture. But if they have to grow and if they have to meet the challenges of globalization, meeting stringent standards, expectation, they have to implement the same as soon as possible. Today, one of the leading tire company, they are convening a conference with the topic Sustainable Development through Innovation and Digitalization. they are inviting all the raw material suppliers across the globe to have the interaction. Some of the leading tire makers are also make tires with the recycled raw materials. How MSME sector can adopt is a question. According to me, technical centers like Dr. Banerjee Center of Excellence, DBCOE as it is called, which is being done by IRI, they can help MSME sector. They can conduct special courses for MSME sector on digitalization and other such aspects. Here, they can have confidential arrangements with the DBCOE and with each customer with mutual understanding. I would request Dr. Mukhabate and other members like Mr. P.K. Mohammed to see what they can do. Our final aim should be the entire tire industry and non-tire industry in India should be able to come to the global standards and expectation. With this, I would like to conclude my short talk. Thank you. Now we can go down and then we can start the presentation one by one.
Good evening. Mr. P.K. Mohammed will be giving a presentation on IRCON 2024. Before that, I just would like to give a brief introduction. He has completed 60 years in the Indian tire industry. He was the past chairman of IRI. He retired from the Apollo Tires very recently. Recently, he was awarded Hancock Award, who is the 6th person in India to get this award. Also, he was honored as the Sustainability Professional of the Year at the Global Sustainability Leadership Award 2023. May I request all of you to give him a standing ovation. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Sorry. That's a mic. What is that for? It's perfect. That's it. Good afternoon to all. I wish to give a small briefing about what is a RubberCon 2024 and what is we are planning to do in that RubberCon 2024. Actually, our committee has discussed this RubberCon 24 in a very detailed manner. What should be our theme of the conference? And we know that is we have to bring a lot of information regarding the sustainable development in the world to our Indian user. So that we have taken the sustainability and sustainable development. And we are now focusing because every company, when you look at any supplier, doing a lot of work on a sustainability. Unless if you don't know what is going on in the world, you cannot adapt. In that respect, we are bringing all the best supplier and technologists from all over the world for this conference. And there will be 93 papers which will be spread in three sections. And it will cover A to Z. Okay, because the future, when you look at three challenges, major challenges. One is carbon neutrality, then sustainability, and recycled material usage. All these three are going to change your existence. How you're going to adapt that one into your compounds, in your product, without losing the performance of the product. That is very important. The RubberCon 24 is a #2 conference of IRCO, International Rubber Conference Organization. International Conference Organization is an organization consisting of 18 countries in the world. It will be run on a rotation. And this time, RubberCon is in India. This will be third, that is, we have got a workshop and conference. Workshop will be 3rd and 4th December 24. Then there are 3 workshops which I'll go in detail. And the conference 5th, 6th, and 7th. Conference starts on 5th at 3 p.m. Inauguration and followed by dinner. And venue Lee Meridian, Cochin, Kerala. I think anyhow, Kerala is a place, even though no conference you can visit. So that this conference is only media for you to come there. Okay. This is the hotel where we are going to have, Lee Meridian Hotel, which is a very nice location with a lot of capabilities. And this is the swimming pool. For this exclusively I am showing for Mr. Janagar. He likes swimming. Swimming pool for them. And this is their lobby. This is their main hall, which can accommodate approximately 1,500 people at a time. So that it's got enough capability. And they got several halls. And so that we are going to have a 3 parallel session, and everything can be done without any issue. And this is the conference fees. Non-IRI members 20,000, IRI members 10,000, students 5,000, foreign delegates, and these are the 3 workshops: thread rubber technology, tire technology. Tire technology, basically we are focusing on 3 properties of tire: traction, mileage, and tire wear. And we are getting one of the best speakers from USA and some speakers from India. Then molded goods. And this is the approximate procedure we are going to have it. 5th December 3 p.m. we'll start with the plenary lecture, entertainment program, dinner. 2nd day and 3rd day will be only presentation. 1st day we'll have 54 papers. 2nd day 30 papers and 39 papers. That's the way we are going to have it. Then workshop, the thread rubber. Thread rubber is going to be, tire threading is going to be most important operation tomorrow, because in a sustainability comes, we have to, 2 things will be there. One is a reuse. Reuse is one of the part of the sustainability. In that respect, we have to retread. How many times you retread and use it, it will be going to be important. Therefore, according to me, the 2-3 reasons, retreading will go up substantially. One is the road infrastructure is improving. Therefore, the tire quality, tire hazards will be less, so that the carcass available for the retreading will be better and better. So that we are bringing all the technology, flat thread technology, ring thread technology, hot thread technology. All the 3 technologies are bringing. We also focusing on a quality system, material compounding, and sustainability. All the areas will be focused there. In the same way, the workshop on a tire properties. Tire properties basically traction, mileage, and tread wear. These three areas, because tread wear is going to be very important because here regulation is coming, tire particles. The reduction of tire particle is going to be futuristic way tire is going to be measured. So air abrasion is going to be very, very important. Then this is our conference expenses. We expect spend 290 lakhs expenses. And at present we could able to, we are budgeting about 13 crore. Presently we are, because we are under, this is the area we are looking for all your support, because Mukhopadhyay may explain more, because the fund what we are generating will be used for DOBC, Dr. Banerjee Center for Excellence, where we are starting all the support we are going to provide all the rubber industries and research. We are planning to have a research organization. We are also working with the JSS Institute, and where first we are going to have a mixing technology course with the JSS Institute, and we are working on the syllabus where HF, that is Banbury manufacturer, is joining, and therefore there will be a practical course, and where we will be discussing practical issues. And we are expecting, our target is 10 crore profit. We are looking for, not a profit, this we require for revamping the DOBC. This what is, this I don't want to go details with this. This last conference we could able to save about 4 crore, which we used for our DOBC. Thank you.
We have about 25 copies of the IRC RubberCon 2024 booklets kept there. Those of you are interested, please see my business card and check the booklet for full information. Thank you. Now, I request Mr. Ganesh, the introduction, Mr. Ravi Soni to have his presentation on Ravi Enterprises. Okay, so Dr. Mukhopadhyay, it's your turn to make the presentation.
I'll just make a brief introduction about Dr. Mukhopadhyay, because most of you will be knowing, but it's my formal this one to introduce him. Dr. R. Mukhopadhyay did his BSc from the University of Calcutta and MSc and PhD from the Indian Institute of Kharagpur, India. He also graduated chemical engineering from the Institute of Engineers. Started his career in 1970s as a faculty in applied chemistry at IIT Kharagpur. Subsequently, he joined Bayer India. Now it is called Lancex. And 1979 to 87. Presently, he is director on CEO of Arishankar SA3 and director of R&D of JK Tires Industries. He got more than 50 years of experience in education, training and research of rubber science. He is a visiting faculty at different universities and institutes of India. He has a credit of more than 200 research and technical papers in the national and international journals. He is the chairman of IRI, Indian Rubber Institute Governing Council, president of IRMRI, now it was earlier called IRMRA, and fellow member of Indian National Academy of Engineers. Also, Institute of Engineers, Institute of Indian Rubber Institute, FIRI, American Chemical Society Rubber Division, Indian Society of Analytical Scientists, Indian Institute of Quality, etc. He is a member of Advisory Board of Certification of Services, BSI Group, India, BSI, APAC, Certification Body, Asia Pacific region. I request Dr. Mukhopadhyay.
Good evening to all of you. Good evening. So you have to bear next 35 minutes with me. As Mr. P.K. Mohammed had mentioned, myself and Mr. P.K. Mohammed and Mr. V.K. Mishra and all IRI Governing Council body, we found that the rubber technology education and skill development, India needs somewhere where the hands-on, the hands-on experiment, hands-on training. I can tell you in IIT Kharagpur as the first 1950 started rubber technology education. And most of the rubber technologies on those days, generally after diploma or BSc, they used to go to London School of Polytechnic for doing the courses of LIRI, all these courses. Then they got the PRI, even though myself, PK Mohammed, we did when we were doing MSc, for the LIRI, for rubber technology. It was Plastic Rubber Institute London, they conduct the examination. 1987, the IRI and Indian Rubber Institute and Plastic Rubber Institute, they bifurcated. And we have started the examination of DIRI and PG DIRI. Control of examination is Rubber Technology Center, IIT Kharagpur. Every year, at least 200 to 300 students, generally they join. And we offer this course. I'm telling you, those who are students here, whether if they want to come to the rubber line, every Sunday we have a 5 hours class, morning somewhat 10 to 12:30 and the 3 to 5:30. 3 to 5:30. So I think so. Those who are in the rubber industry, those who are the students, if they want to know about whether they will appear exam or not, for upgrading the knowledge, they can attend the lectures online, because most of the about 35 odd faculty all over India, all the product experts they are doing, and there is no end of learning. So I suggest those being a member of IRI and try to attend that one. If you want to, whether you have a qualification, BSc or diploma or not. Those who are entrepreneurs, they can also join the courses for their learning. For the examination, yes, you have to either 12th science or the BSc or the diploma or BTech or MTech or PhD, whatever it may be. So now what is happening, from 2019, Government of India, they started the skill development. They have a 32 sector specific, the rubber and plastic, rubber, chemical and petrochemical skill development council under National Skill Development Council, Government of India. They have started, and we have a aim, that center which is coming at, my colleague was mentioning, PK Mohammed, that we got a land, about half acre land from JSSS to Mysore, and we have constructed 36,000 square feet building. And this project is over 50 crores. We have invested about 18 crores. And whatever the conference seminar we are doing, by donation, generation part, people are coming forward to do that one. Our aim is not only giving the DRI, PG, DRI, specialized course, modular course, because there we are making an auditorium, totally a smart class, about 225 people can sit together, mass training, because India needs, people are looking, then after China +1, after COVID-19, everybody is trying to come India. And as you know that the elastomeric material is one, starting from birth control to space research, everywhere you require. So this technology is not being taught in the university and other. This is required especially 9, 10, 11, 12, it is not being taught. So our aim is to start that one. We will start the modular course. We start the BVOC, Bachelor of Vocational Training, MVOC, Master of Vocational Training. You can go for 3 months, attend the modular course, you can come back. So this is the way this is happening in Germany. This is happening in other countries. The course in mixing technology, course in extrusion, course in calendaring, every 1 month course, and every weekend one can attend the travel. Today, I have seen the Germany, Deutsche Institute of Culture, the German Institute of Technology, what they do. They are well connected with the train. Today, let us Chennai, Mysore and other, we have a Vande Bharat, this experiment. You can go to the weekend in the morning class, attend, coming back. Because our infrastructure is improving. Such type of, that's the way how the skill will integrated. And as you know that today, India, 45% of the employment comes from MSME sectors. And these MSME sectors, their lack of knowledge. And I will tell you my presentation, the way the automobile industry is going. Today we are kind of IC engine. Now the IC to the hybrid to the electrical vehicle, then electrical vehicle to go to the fuel cell, the hydrogen, and you require total rubber components will be different. It is not necessarily what you are doing today. Same things will not be there. There will be no fuel tank. So you require specialty. I will try to explain. 2030 and beyond, the rubber industry changed drastically, and even the pneumatic tire and IC engine is developed 100 years back. Now this is the time to these two technology will change. Now even the tomorrow, tire also pneumatic. Maybe the non-pneumatic tire will come maybe 5 to 10 years down the line. So what is happening in the globally? This is going to happen in India and to the very fast. See, next 10 years in India, it is the growth, what everybody anticipating, average about 7 to 8% GDP growth, maybe double digits. So the India, everybody, even the IMF forecasted by 2030 India the third largest economy. No, it is they are considering not only let us today with 3 trillion, 5 trillion, but 7 to 9 trillion economy will become 2030 if the progress the way are going. So who will do that? You require skilled manpower. And today Boeing, aerospace, and all the defense sector is coming, and they require material testing laboratory. And the Chennai L&T, they're opening the laboratory in Chennai, where the material scientists or rubber technologists is very few. So I was suggesting that those who are advocate this thing to university people to come here. This is a special field, and IRI will try to help. That's the reason we knew that this thing going to happen. Our Dr. D. Banerjee Center of Excellence, and by the way, Dr. D. Banerjee is the father of Indian rubber industry, because rubber industry, 1926, first the Bengal waterproof came in Calcutta. So, also he was the man behind it for IRI. So with respect to that, we are keeping the center, Dr. D. Banerjee Center of Excellence for Polymer Science and Rubber Technology Educations. I hope in the IRI representatives also here, try to see that how we can develop the manpower. And second point, what Mr. PK is telling, the job employment opportunity, that IT, the bio, the nano, cogno, this is the technology every 20 years is changing. Now questions today, elastomer is required, elastomer technology, but the different form and different type of the processings. All those things technology you have to acquire. Now with this word, I'm telling the employment opportunity come today is the recycling industry. Tomorrow, the recycling industry produces how you can convert your waste to the wealth. And whole my presentation, I'm trying to say, because time is too short, half an hour is not sufficient enough to say such a speak. Let me very clear, I will tell that what is the global issue and challenges, very, very important. Today, you see that I mentioned here itself, the current economic model is the crude based. This was developed about that when Earth house is 1 billion people. And today is 8.2 billion people. And what is our tendency? Take, make, use, and throw. We extract the material, we manufacture, we use and throw the material. The landfillings and other, whether normal environment. So first thing is the linear economy, which has to be the shared economy. Ola, Uber, that is a shared. Same asset utilization with different company, different people. Then the circular economy and green economy. Economy will change. Now, what is the environmental? First is the environmental challenge. You surprised to know, last 20, the world, the UN submitted, you had published a report where it's considering the 1 degree rise in temperature environment, about the 12% of the GDP we lost, 12% of GDP. By 2050, if we do not maintain the temperature 1.5 degrees centigrade, and India, with the whole world with $8 trillion economy will be lost. In India, about $500 million. So this is so important. In the temperature or the environmental impact immense everywhere, whether it's all industry affected. Now today, everywhere seminar, what will be the temperature, environmental consequences of the temperature rise in the different industry? So the environmental challenge, then urbanization, demographic shift, that was very clear. By 2050, 2/3 of the population of the world will live in the cities. It already you have seen, in India, we have 6 metros, maybe 10 metros. In India, by 2030, especially the state of Tamil Nadu, what they forecast team, there will be no villages after some year. The way these are progressing, and when there will be urbanization, most of the people will come. What we are facing, individual mobility, have to go to the mass mobility. So the question is the urbanization, demographic shift is the problem for their rubber industry as a whole. Third is the growing population and growing mobility, aging. So let me very clear here. We mentioned that today is about 8 billion people, 8.2 billion. By 2050, about 10 billion people will be there. Now, the population today, let us consider 65 years age is 1 billion. World is getting age. The China, they will be older before they become richer. So when the aging population comes, India is lucky. We have about 18 to 35, 65% of the population are young. So India will provide the skilled manpower to the world. Forget about in India. Second is with the vehicle population, which is about 1.2 billion, it will be 2.4 billion. And the automobiles, as in today's, let us IC engine, they produce 23% of the greenhouse gas emission in the environment is coming from the automobiles. So just think about it, the more vehicles, if you do not take care right now, what will be the effect of the environment? Then new fields, IT, bio, nano, and cogno, as I told you, emerging technology, IoT, AI, robotics, sensor. What is actually happening? Sensor, digitization, then the integrator, the software and algorithm. Ultimately, what is happening? Data. Today, the crude. Tomorrow, the data, millions of data will come. How to handle the data and how to interpret the data. And with database quality control, database manufacturing, everything is coming. Today, I think so, IRI, Chennai branch, what they have done, appropriate the digitization lecture people has to understand. It is not the mandate, it is a necessary for the survival. Next comes also finite resources, infinite. Let us very clear, today rubber industry consumes 55 million tons of the raw materials, out of which about 28 million tons of the rubber, 14 million tons of carbon black. And if we emerging today, the 55 million tons, this capacity build up for the last, let us consider 100 years. Now, if you go for where is the resources? Where is the resource? You cannot build up the capacity 1.2 billion to 24 billion carbon. Such a consumption is not possible, and that affects the environment. So that's the reasons that non-renewable to renewable source, crude refinery to biorefinery. That means source is today, which is getting from the crude. Now, the energy or source is two. One is the plant origin and the animal origin. To the crude is animal origin. Tomorrow you have to consider the plant origin. That means how we can go for the crude refinery to the biorefineries. Second is the legislation and regulation that will force us to change. If we do not, you see that this new government, next year, I'm telling you, Central Pollution Control Board, State Pollution Control Board, lot of legislation is coming. Industry is difficult to survive if we do not follow that one. Next is the changing consumer demand. Ultimately, the consumer, what they want sustainable lifestyle. What they need, whatever money you want, we require fresh water, fresh oxygen, nothing else. For the survival, two things is required. So how we can get this, this is a challenge. Now let us understand, what is actually automobile industry, because automobile industry and tire industry, how they are going. With the span of people looked into that, sustainability, sustainable mobility and circular economy. This is the one change driver. Second is the legislation regulation. Third is the new mobility. The new CAS means connected, autonomous, if it's shared and the electrical. Now, ultimately, whole world is moving in the directions we are going. But today we are telling the way our infrastructure is moving, the way the people gradually, the young generation is coming. We are thinking about the autonomous car is not possible in India. I can tell you when the Tesla and other will come. It may coming for a certain sector, high-end sector, it will come. Already you know that smart tires, how the sensor is put into the, especially in the tire industry, how the puncture-proof, puncture-guard tires, so carefree tires has come. So this is the way how the whole world is moving from the short term to long term. Long term today, if we looked into that, and I have also considered sustainability. People are saying 2 or 3 or 4, it is a 7 hour. First thing is as you mentioned, my colleague, the reuse. That means in India already, as you know that, in India generally we don't throw anything. We try to use as far as possible. We have a culture in our heritage. If you see in the villages and others, generation after generation, even the books, the brothers and the sisters and go on. So we have a culture. Even the tire industry or the rubber product, you don't throw. As far as possible, utilize it, but not in an organized way, in an unorganized way. Now it has to be recycled, the recycle, redesign, renew, reduce, reuse, repair, and recover. The 7 are strategy, whatever you have to keep in mind in that directions. Next is the, I don't want to go all, you know, the sustainability, circularity, sustainable development, and sustainable mobility. Gradually, you know, you can get all these definition. Gradually, you know, curriculum also this has to come. Now the new curriculum, this is the things are coming. Ultimately, what basically sustainable development is the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability to future generation. That means if we consume everything today, all the crudes or whatever, what our future generation will do, we have to keep something for our future generation. How we can do it? Produce more with less material. That means continuous reduction of the weight of your product. How we can do it? With a more stronger and lighter material. So the material technology, you know, will be the nodal center of all this development. Let us understand, when you say the sustainability, one is the environment side, where the manufacturing, product performance, and suppliers. Second is the economics, that is the businessman, the risk management, shareholder, customer, and suppliers. Third is the social, employees, stakeholder, and suppliers. That means everywhere you can see the suppliers are involved. That the most important, the role of supplier, decarbonization of the suppliers is very, very important. I will try to explain. Let us understand how we can do the carbon neutrality. Now with the net zero, there may any factory, your greenhouse gas emission, you have a color, Mike. So what is happening, I'd like to know. See, what is happening, what is the carbon neutrality? Any manufacturing and other, there will be greenhouse gas emission. One is the emission, and that is the absorption. That means what is happening, the mother plant, they make in such a way, they can bear to some extent. Whatever you're producing, they can absorb. How can they absorb it? It is a plantation. They are what we call the carbon dioxide sink. That means this is possible by not by deforestation, by afforestation. More and more plantation will do, automatically the absorbing of the greenhouse gas emission will be much increased. So what is actually happening, you have to, neutrality means you produce, you try to see that you should be positive side, not on the negative side. Now question is, this is 3 point, remember, for the young generation, they must understand. One is the material, how you can do it. This is the greenhouse gas emission, and if you have to go to the carbon neutrality, first is the material transition. That means entire industry, petro-based to non-petro-based. That is very clear, petro-based to non-petro-based. Today, besides the natural rubber, I think so. You can, my voice is not audible.
No, it is audible.
Ah.
The only thing is we are doing on the
Okay.
YouTube. No?
Okay,
Then
sorry.
it will not be. I'm bringing you the call.
It's okay. Okay. See, one is the material transition. These 3 things you must remember. Material transition, petro-based to non-petro-based. Second is the energy transition, non-renewable to renewable. Third is the waste transition. Waste transition in the rubber or tire industry, every stages we have a waste. How we can immediately use not only the waste what you generate, but what is considering waste reduction, then converting waste to wealth, wasted resources, wasted capacity, wasted life cycle, wasted embedded value, asset wasted. Suppose you have the Banbury, one shift you are running. The asset utilization is not proper. This is also waste. So anything ideal running of the machine is a waste. So you have to consider waste in a different version. We always think of the waste in the waste of the material, waste of the scrap, and waste of the in processing scrap and the finished product. Now, how do you remove the carbon? Conventionally with the solar, with the wind, with the LED or CFD, but that is not sufficient enough. What you have to do that carbon removal technology, that is afforestation and the carbon dioxide absorbing. Now, most of the Exxon, Shell, what they're doing today, this new technology is absorbing how this carbon dioxide can be absorbed, put into the underground, convert into the different chemicals like fertilizers and others. It is not the waste to not throwing to the atmosphere. Next is this is called the decoupling technology. Decoupling technology means you grow, company can grow, but growth has to be decoupled with the material consumption. It's not necessarily I will produce more, use more materials. One is the decouple the growth with the material consumption, decouple the growth with the environmental impact. That means when the product in the drawing board, people must understand What type of material? Is it recyclable? Is it reusable? Is it the, what is the environmental effect? Not after design the product. Next comes about the, what the businessman think about. They call the 5 business module of the consider. Number 1 is the circular supply chain. Second is the recover recycling. Product life extension. Now question in case of tire industry. Let us see the bias to radial. Now they are giving 2 lakh kilometers. Now after retailing, we are the 3 to 4 lakhs. Now can you do the 6 lakhs? Now, one of the multinational companies, they told that vehicle of the, life of the vehicle equal life of the tire. That the most durable, whatever the product you are making, is if it is a durable, then it is sustainable and also it is environmental friendly. Next is the sharing the platform and product as a service. Now today, this product as a service, as you know that one of the tire companies, especially JKTA, they're considering selling miles instead of selling tires. That means you do not sell tires, you sell the miles. As the coverage, you charge it accordingly. That means that is only possible if you provided the service of the product. The service as a product is also, circularity. Now, how it can be done? These 3 frontiers. One is the government. Those are making a regulation. Regulatory innovation frontier, their government. They are making the policy to support the commercialization of the green transportation technology. Anything environmental friendly, government should support. Like a government supporting that EV, certain taxations and other. So the government has to encourage the people to get so today, if you go to polyester, SAR or Tata, if it's cotton, now the automatically cotton environmental friendly is costly. So the certain subsidy, something has to become from the, as the regulation is making, anybody purchasing environmental, either the tax benefit or the GST, whatever it may be. Second is the technical innovation frontier for the tire industry. The auto industry, what is happening? What is happening in IT or other compared to the auto to the tire industry? That means OEM, auto industry and tire industry or the auto rubber company, they must work together. Third is the business innovative frontier, the whole supply chain. That means whether it is a OEM or it is a tire company or the suppliers, they have to work together. That's called 3 prolonged approach. We can do that one. Next comes about the legislation and regulation. You looked into there are a lot of legislation and regulations is coming. As our Mr. PKX, he mentioned about all those things, so we know that. This is another important thing, weight grip on worn-out tires. What they're doing, suppose a passenger tire, which have a 7.5 to 8 millimeter depth, generally after 1.6 millimeter, you have to change the tire. Now, what is actually happening at that time in weight traction, weight road, what is the braking distance? Now, they are coming with a standard. You bump the tire to 2 millimeters and compare with the standard tire, what is the braking distance? Generally it is increasing. That's for the safety point of view. That also regulation is coming. Second is tire labeling and other, all you know. Now, Euro 7, the tire abrasion, as mentioned, tire road wear particle. Now, when the tire abrade, it is very clear in the 4-wheeler, about 1 kg of the rubber compounds is going, when the pure rubber particles are going. And 2 to 10 millimicron is very, is microplastics. And some of the things they dissolve in water going to underground waters. In Europe, it has been assessed that the 5,000 tons of zinc oxide, they found underground water every year. So there's elimination of the zinc is coming in a very properly in near futures. So what I would like to say, how they conserve the tire abrasion, that standard is coming. Then another important coming, the antioxidant 6-PPD, all of you are aware of it. Now this has been found as toxic, especially the fish and other. They're alternative. That is called, the US Tire Manufacturer Association, all over the tire companies are a member, and there is no such, by 2025 December, that has to be one substitute. Today, there is no substitution, where people are working in that direction. Then low RSI is coming. What is important here is this data for Europe Tire, ETRMA, that is European Tire Rubber Manufacturers Association. The tire wear particle depends on the driving behavior, road condition, then the compound design of 9%, weather and others. That means driving habit, good road conditions, environment, these also, they have got the influence of these tire wear particles. Now extended, another point is government, the end of the life of the vehicle, end of the life of the tire, the government is coming, extended producer responsibility. You are producing, manufacturer, your responsibility to see that one, that whatever you are considering, how you are ensuring that the product being recycled. Either you recycle, on behalf of third party they recycle, and you have to go for getting the carbon credit from that. Next comes about this is the future mobility. I don't want to explain, already I told Cass. Now these are the how the EV shares annual sales of the country by the product. That ultimately electrical vehicle sales is going in India. You might have seen the two-wheeler, three-wheelers, the number of EV is coming. Now there is whether the hybrid or the EV, both the things are going for Indian context. But ultimately, Government of India by 2030, they have a white paper that 50% of the intercity buses will be electrical vehicle, and 2047, 100% should be EV. That's the target is given by the Government of India. Now, I don't want to go, what is the drive technology, but most important, next slide. Now, when this, the sustainable development goal and the EV will come, what will be the effect of the auto rubber components? Now, I will try to explain that beside the tire and other, because electrical vehicles are coming, same types of, the auto rubber component won't work. Because simply I'm telling you, when there is a battery, especially auto rubber component, battery is charging and discharging depending on the temperatures. Now the thermal management system, that heating and cooling, what you're doing in IC engine will be totally different in the battery. You have to maintain the under bonnet temperature between 10 to 50 degrees centigrade. If it is below 10 degree or above 50 degree, battery will get discharged. So that means all the hoses, all the cooling system inside the bottom will be changes drastically. Now you see that drive technology, their strength and weakness, I don't want to explain. There is whatever you consider, everybody certain have a strength and certain has a weakness. Now EV, when you do, these are very things. One is the thermal management, second is the lightweight, electrification, noise, vibration, hardness. Now what is difference between EV and the IC engine? The engine is not there, that is very clear. Now question is, you don't get a vibrations, but instead of that you have a battery. Battery has got a weight. Now when the vehicle weight is increased, now vehicle weight is increased, and it is not there will be high torque. When the high torque, tire will be abrade more. We consider that means the more durable tire. It has been same tire you fitment with IC and EV, there will be 20% less mileage. But in the customer, we don't expect that one. That EV require a proper design of the tires and the compounds. Second point is there is no engine noise. So ultimately, what is the noise will come with the road noise with the tires and other materials, whether the window sills or mounting or the bushes, everything, all rubber components, the brakes, all rubber components. What you are doing today, that has to be less noise. So the question is, EV requires total difference. That I'm telling you. See that EV, what is EV requires? That means it is a halogen-free flame retardant material. That means today what you are using, polychlorophene, chlorosulfonate, polyethylene, any halogen containing polymer has to be avoided. So they require. Second is the low smoke emission, self-extinguishing material like EVA and other will come into the pictures. Material with a high limited oxygen index, and they meet the regulation standard. So that because the fire hazards, which is prone, that has to be taken care for all rubber components. The electrical drive calls for a level of collaboration and openness to meet the challenge of sustainability. There are 5 points. One is the thermal management, that heating and cooling. Second is the seals and weather strips. Seals and weather strip, which is a solid, will not be there. So today density is a 1.12 to 1.2. It will be reduced to the 0.85 to 0.95. Then either that will be the lighters, different types of the materials. It is maybe thermoplastic elastomer, thermoplastic vulcanizing instead of the solid rubber, or certain microcellulose. This will come into the pictures. The noise and safety. Now let us consider what application will disappear. In case of IC engine, the fuel tank and hoses will not be there. Engine belts and seats timing, this will not be there. Turbocharger will not be there. This will be completely eliminated from IC engine. What will be appear to stay? Battery housing, electrical motors, these are the things will be added. There is a differences between these two. So automatically what is actually happening, according to their component has to be changed. Now what component will be changed? See, in case of battery coolant hoses, you see that battery coolant hoses, the type of the polymer will continue to change, type of reinforcing material will change. So the question is, this type of technology change will come when we'll go for electrical batteries. Similarly, the brake hoses. There also the brake hose creates a flexible connection between the brake pipes and the wheel brakes. They transmit hydraulic pressure to the wheel cylinders. So in that cases, so the tube and reinforcement material and cover will change. That either fluorocarbon PTFE tube or EPDM tube, or reinforcement, the steel cord or the iron braid or the cover. So these will be as per the SAE, the standard. That means all MSME sector, organic sector, those questioning that one, they have to go for such type of changes. Now, in case of a tire, let us very clear, tire, what is happening, this improvement in the rolling resistance, grip and noise, or the tire leveling or tire getting, this is mandatory, this is already implemented in India as well. Second is the new technology. One is the self-sealing technology. To that all tubeless tires, if there is a puncture, the roads are good, if there is a puncture, there should be self-sealing. Second is about the weight reduction, continuous reduction weight. You know, some of the multinational, they have given a vision by 2050, a commercial tire which is about, let us 55 to 60 kilo, it will be half. That means 50% reduction of the weight by 2050. That is the target people are working, all the product. Then smart tire, adaptive RFID technology, advanced processing and manufacturing technology, industry 4.2 or 5.0, because when the tire weight reduction, component weight reduction, there will be thinner calendaring gauge, extrusion profile, everything will change. Suppose you have to reduce the weight of the tire continuously according to the precision in the measurement of all the processing is required, whether the extrusion or calendaring or the bead coating, or everything has to be very precise. There is a gauge variation, so they are saving the materials as well as weight reduction. Then self-inflation technology, this is the Goodyear developed. The pneumatic tire has the air losses, that air makeup should be there. The non-pneumatic tire, high aspect ratio tires. In case of EV, generally the tire designed also the higher rolling diameter, narrow and thinner, high aspect ratio. Then heat recovery technology. See, the question is, whatever the heat losses, can this heat be utilized for the battery charging? This type of the technology is also on the verge of coming into marketplace. Next comes the bio-based materials, then synthetic rubber from biosource, carbon black from biomass, process oil from plant origin. These are the material change will come. Then, see, in EV vehicle already I told you that required ultra low roll resistance, that means fuel efficiency. Second is the grip properties, especially safety, traction. Third is the higher load carrying capacity, higher wear resistance, resistance to the high torque, less noisy, better contact pressure distribution in your tire bead ring, and improve the slip resistance, because high load, high torque, so the bead area has to be more strengthened. Then the self-sealing ability, actually more overall balance is required for the better ride and handling. Now today, earlier days we talked about the magic triangle, now called the magic polygon, because people and everybody want, but one interesting point is the sustainability level. Tomorrow your product has to be mentioned how much sustainable material content, how much biomass content. So that means this is a very, very important considering today if you want to export the Europe, now you have to mention this, the things are coming very fast, that how much bioprocess material you have utilized. And accordingly, in UK and other, your duty exertion, dumping duty will be reduced, or you can do without any with that. So this is a very big challenge to measure the sustainability level. Next comes about, these are the self-sealing technology. You can see that one already in India launched. There will be a layer of sealant inside the tires, so that when the punctures gets, if you take the nail is there yourself, they come out in the liquids and they try to fill it up, so that you do not feel about the puncture, or, it is a carefree tires. This is a smart tire. When you say the smart tire, the two types are the outside the sensor and embedded sensor in it. With the embedded sensor in it, then you can get tire temperature measurement, tire pressure measurement, road condition, and the road hazards, then the tire wear. All this information comes from smart wear. But further the development is coming, that when the tire has to be changed, the sensor will be there when the NSD comes this much. So you can change, but that in the dashboard, everything will reflect. Today we have a TPMS. So these are the things are coming in near futures. Sorry. Now these are the different types of the tire. They can run flat tire with supporting These are new type of self-sealing tire, self-healing tire, self-inflation tire, and the earless tire. So these are the different types of the tires on the different developmental stages. And I can show you, there are, the unique puncture-proof tire system, the tool already, the Michelin is there itself, the Vision, this is different by the 350 for the Michelin, and the Eagle 360, which is an oxygen by the Goodyears, and there is also the E-membrane tire for the Hankook. And the most interesting is here, the concept triple tube tire. There's a Yokohama, the Goodyear, which have done. They have 3 chambers inside the tires. The tread require different pressure, sidewall require different pressure, VDR require different pressure for optimizing the rolling resistance. So this is the type of the concept is coming near futures. So whole technology is going to change. We have to cope up. Either the multinational will take over the marketplace. So how the twill is the tube, the Mercedes was fitted with the completely non-pneumatic tires. Now, in case of the materials, I do not know time. So in case of the materials, we have 2 types of the material. One is called reactive material, another is called stable material. The reactive material gives the emission gases during the manufacturing, and the stable material during the usage stages. So we have to understand how we can, both the emission has to be reduced. Next comes about when you select, you see the global trends, how the global trends are going. 30 years down the line, you see that one, currently petrol-based material 71% globally, 24% is a sustainable material, 5% recycled material. You see that about 30 years down the line, 30% recycled material, 50% of the sustainable or renewable material, 20% the crude base. The crude base cannot be eliminated completely. That's the next 30 years, whatever carbon neutrality we're looking about it. And Indian context, you can see that by 2030 target, at least 10% of recycled material must be used. Now, if you looked into that, how the material changes is coming from synthetic rubber, whether the natural rubber or the modified natural rubber, functionalized synthetic rubber, bio-based, bio-attributed synthetic rubber, tailor-made polymers, recycled material, reclaimed chrome, DBR, or micronized rubber particle. These are the regarding rubber is concerned. This is the type. That means everybody has to gradually acclimatize to process such material without affecting the performance. Next comes petroleum-derived carbon. Now, pyrolysis, regenerated carbon or biomass-derived carbon, highly dispersible silica. These are the silica from rice husk already people are using, and nanofillers like graphene, CNT, or nanoclay. That means these are the material. The advanced material is difficult to process, little bit costly, but weight reduction is only possible by using these advanced materials. Second comes the synthetic polyester, the recycled polyester, recycled nylon. Even the recycled steel, certain percent will go for the virgin. Recycled polyester will go to the virgin. Regenerated carbon black with the virgin carbon black. With the pyrolysis, the oil which we are getting, that can go to the refineries. By the destructive distillation, again, certain fraction will come back to the carbon black manufacturer as well. Now, they see that today, how the synthetic rubber is going to work. Now, if you looked into that, today, all these things, the red is the present system. That means taking the crude, we get the monomer, we get the polymers, rubber, and then you mix it, then we produce the product. What is the green? This is the futures. That means you have to be biomass. That you must see that already from the biomass, sugar biomass, say we have bioisoprene, biobutadiene. From the sugar cane to from the EPDM, we can get the renewable source of the corn or biomass to the butyl rubber. These are already developed. Some of the company, they are already developed. These are the different stages of pilot plant. But today is available limited because even though it is a bio, whether not quantity is not available, cost is higher. Down the line it will come. Ultimately, there are certain products. Let me be very clear. In the green line, what is I'm showing that one again, that wasted, then reuse, how the retrading, DBR, pyrolysis back to the feedstock. This is actual circular economy. So that means what we consider the present system is the fossil fuel. This is the classical chemistry to the biotechnology. How the classical chemistry gradually the biotechnology. That means tomorrow they require a joint work with the microbiologist, doing the different enzymes and others, rubber technologists and the chemists together. That's the way how the things will comes into the pictures. I don't want to see. Second point, I want to go to the suppliers. The supply chain decarbonization is very important. As you know that it is called scope 1, scope 2 and scope 3. Now, which is our scope 3 for the tire or rubber per manufacturer, that is a scope 1 and 2 for the suppliers. So decarbonization of the suppliers is very, very important. That means we have to work on the supply chain. Now, if you look into the next slide, let us consider you have virgin carbon black. This is the circular carbon black. This is called recovered carbon black. Now, if you see that when it's a virgin carbon black, readily available, cheaper than the ready, high greenhouse gas emission, and susceptible to the volatile oil prices. Whereas when you go the circular carbon black, ready available, no impact on manufacturing process, but cost is more. The cost is more. That's the thing at the moment. When the recovered carbon black, generally the lower emission compared to the virgin carbon black, a recovered carbon black, to what extent we can utilize. Then the silica and the lignin. Lignin is the another important parameter is coming. Rubber industry, we know the lignin is a waste from the paper industry, and this has got a future resources. It can be utilized as a reinforcing filler some of the product, but a lot of development work is going on. Now, this is very important slide for the suppliers. Now, the carbon black, suppose the decarbonization, what they have to do? They have to do the waste tire pyrolysis oil. Second is the replacement with the alternate energy. Now, they have to go alternate and electrifying the heat generations. So these are the way which they can reduce their greenhouse gas emission. 90% of their approach, 90% of the greenhouse gas emission whole supply chain is the carbon black. And then steel tire cord manufacturer. Steel tire cord manufacturer of the electrifying the arc furnace, recycling the scrap steel. About the 50% come from the scope of synthetic rubber. And the focused approach is required for these carbon because the supply chain has to have a decarbonization policy. And tire and non-tire industry, they have to have a policy of the sustainable procurement. Sustainable procurement policy should be exist in the organizations. This I will see this already I told you. Now here, when you say the redesign, what do you mean the redesign? When you go for a suppose cram rubber, recycled rubber, it's not like easy. You can do 5 PHR, okay. When you say 10, 15, 20 PHR, you have to a product design. Even the mold has to be different. You have to manufacturing process design. That process has to be different from what you are doing, because if you go the 10 to 15 or 20 parts of the recycled material, your calendering, your extrusion process, your mixing process has to be, you cannot do the same SOP what you are doing for the virgin material. Then comes the distribution design for use, design for end of the life. That means redesign the whole things is required, the first part. Second is the as a retrading. Now, if we do the retrading, let us consider first virginal tire, let us say tire is 52 kilo weight in commercial tire. First retrading means when you do the trade and other, is majority raw material. About the two retrading, if you see that 104 kg material can be saved if you do the retrading. Water about 160 kilo cost, your land use, water consumption, air pollution, carbon dioxide emission. That means easiest way is the extend the durability of your product and do the retrading. And retrading business will gradually grow. Next part is this is called regenerating. Now, if you see the regenerating, if you see the pyrolysis, you get a 50% of the tire pyrolysis oil, about the 30% you get the recovered carbon black, 15% of the steel, and remaining 5% of the gas. Now, this tire pyrolysis oil, if you go for plastic feedstock, waste industrial application, and the feedstock for the virgin carbon black. This is the way of the pyrolysis of the tires. Next comes about the devulcanization. You can do the thermal, thermochemical, or mechanochemical. Mechanochemical is DBR, thermochemical is the reclaiming, ultrasonic, UHP water jet, or the microwave, cryogenic grinding. Last is very important, biodesulfuration of the sulfur carbon bond. The day we can take the sulfur out from this, you try to get the more or less close to the virgin polymer, having the molecular weight from 5,000 to 20,000. Now, next comes the water jet. This is very, the 100% environmental friendly. High pressure water jet, you get the trade, the carbon black, and that can be utilized, close to about 20 to 25 parts of the replacing the carbon black. I telling about the manufacturing point of view, first few slides. See the manufacturing, what they have to do, perspective of the rubber industry, what they do, what I told you, they have to work with the raw materials and compound technology, manufacturing efficiency and material conversion, and product performance and final removal for the end of the life of the tires. Then post-industrial scrap, post-consumer, the EL2, water, power, rolling resistance, safety, manufacturing efficiency. These are the points that means when you make the policy, whether organized or unorganized sector, they have to consider this one. Second point is that these 10 points. Safety, water conservation, power and energy efficiency, emission reduction, material conversion efficiency, equipment reliability, biomaterial, recycling, secondary pollution control, and social awareness. These are the 10 points has to be considered. This is a summary of what I talked so far. This is the post scrap. I don't want to rubber recycling. Already told you. Water consumption. This is the carbon capture and in the automotive sector. Carbon capturing technology is coming. The whole industry ultimately, when the new greenfield project will come, they will not to reduce the greenhouse gas emission. They also work. They have to provision how those greenhouse gas emission can be absorbed. Now, this last point is the 6 PPD. This is very, very important. As you know that one, these antioxidants, if we do not have how the ozone cracks comes, that these are the replacement is working people, either the 7 PPD, IPPD, CCPPD or the graphene. People are working different combination. So far there is no solution. I hope the polymer chemist Robert is able to find a solution soon. Now, challenge and opportunity. The sustainability, this will no longer be a choice. It will become a hygiene factor very soon. Are we all ready to pay the premium with demands? Number one. It will not a, you cannot neglect or omit right now. Second is regulation, keeping pace with the major challenge of the entire supply chain, especially not only let us export market in the domestic market as well. If you do not give the right answer to OEM, they will not take your product. They will know that all these factors. Third is the technology disruption, innovative approach is the key lever, cost and performance and the people, skill development, because the skilling is totally different when you use the recycled material. This is my summary. Ever since the first vulcanization of NR and the invention of synthetic rubber more than 100 years ago, rubber has facilitated innovation in the past and will continue to do in the future. In my presentation, future trends are described from the perspective of global megatrends and rubber value chain. The urbanization, growing population, need for potable water, new mobility, digitization, and sustainability will require new rubber solution and will stimulate innovation in the rubber industry. Furthermore, developments with respect to the use of bio-based feedstock, then ultimate recycling of waste should result in a truly the circular economy. So that what is required? Computational material science. Now today, this is a new field. No need of testing. The computational material science, you can predict what should be the glass transition temperature, what should be the property with the computational by the molecular dynamics. Challenges plenty, collaborative framework. That means material manufacturer, component manufacturer, and original equipment manufacturer. They have to work. Coordination, collaboration, cooperation, and co-creation are necessary for meeting future challenges of tire and rubber industry. Alone, we cannot do that one. Thank you very much. Sorry, I have taken care. 45 minutes. Huh?
Thank you, Dr. Mukhopadhyay.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for patience listening. Thank you, the audience.
Now, Mr. Ravi Soni will give presentation now. Mr. Ravi Soni, please.
Mr. Ravi Soni will be presenting. Before that, I thought vote of thanks will be given by Sudhakar. Then also I thought I happened to meet him maybe 13 days before. Exactly, we met on a GTRC during lunch time. I was just casually asking, why not you give a sponsorship for one of our IRA meeting? He said, no problem. Okay. Normally we'll say across the table he has agreed. He has agreed across the plate because we were having buffet lunch. And immediately agreed, and he said Don't worry, I will come for the meeting. He has come all the way along with his colleagues from Delhi for this meeting. So give him a big round of applause. Also, I would like to thank Madam Meenu, Rohit Soni, and Sridharan for taking all the necessary help to give us support on this. Thanks a lot. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Ganesh. Namaskaram. Good evening, Chennai. I think, first of all, I would like to thank Dr. Mukhopadhyay, Mr. Jhankar, Mr. P.K. Mohammed, and all the members of IRI Chennai branch. As I am the managing director of Ravisoni Group of Companies, I would like to, it will be a little longer than what Dr. Mukhopadhyay has given. I always love to see Dr. Mukhopadhyay's presentation wherever I am. I get on mails, I get on so many forums. It's always interesting. He's always presenting some new things for the industry, not only for tired people like us. We also learn a lot of things from him and Mr. Mukhopadhyay. Mr. Mike Mishra is not here, but he's always pushing up the vendors like us to make a lot of new products this thing. I will further not take much of your time on this. I'll just start with my products, like what Dr. Mukhopadhyay has talked about sustainability, how to control emissions, to make eco-friendly products. I think Ravi Enterprises Group is already on that line. We make a lot of water-based products. We make silica, we make EVA bags, EVA rolls, we make anti-tack this thing with not alkyl benzene base or ammonia based. This is all total fatty acid base, which are environmentally good, which I will present here. I think this is not working. All right, sorry, sir. This is me. This is my corporate team. Many of them have not come, so probably few have come. This is my marketing team. Yeah, this is our infrastructure, like of all my plants. This is organizational chart. The introduction of Ravisoni Group of Company, like my manufacturing facilities, Ravi Enterprises. We are North Indian based, this thing. Ravi Enterprises, we make special chemicals for rubber and tire applications. Unitex Dicam, we make specialty chemicals for rubber and tire application. 111 International is my export house company. Like we export some machines to various companies all over world. That is 111 International. Specialty Silica Private Limited. Like this is, we produce precipitated silica. Green Polymer is with EVA and LDP bags, with bags as well as rolls. We make films also. Specialty Pharma is my new venture. We are coming in Vizag, Vishakhapatnam, with dislate, manufacturing of dislate. You know, this is my new diversification. This is with a humble startup of manufacturing activities in mid 80s. I think I've grown up like Dr. Mukhopadhyay and P.K. Mohammed have grown up in their industry. So we also have grown up like that. Ravi Enterprises is a startup, Unitex 111, Specialty Green and Specialty Farm. These are my Indian valued customers and overseas customers. I will not talk much about, about what is anti-tack solutions or anti-tack. I think all techno cats are sitting. I will just explain my brand names and what we are. Anti-tack is, my product is Lupsol 40, which is clear Banbury dip solution with 40% total solids content. It is manufactured by fatty acid, combination of fatty acids, which is easy. It's a clear without any filler. So this is a very special product which has been approved from Goodyear International, Continental Tires, and uh, General Tire. This thing. It's a very old product. I think a lot of companies in India, all tire companies, majority tire companies are using this product. Loopcell TX5, this is our development with Bridgestone. It is also fatty acid based. Total solids is 50% with this thing. It's also a clear, I like no filler is there. So this is also we are making. We are making slurries. That is Loopcell PX70. That is Banbury dip slurry. It is a total solids is approximate 70%, and a lot of tire companies are using this. This is especially, this product is developed against Havik Chemicals US. I remember this product, I think JK Tire had bought when they started their plant in Kankroli. I think I was given a sample that time. Mr. PC Sen Gupta was there. He was the first GM technical in JK Tire. I'm talking about early 80s, maybe 83, 84. We were told that this is the product they have imported from US. So you try to develop. And I think in another 2 years of time, we developed this. And from that day till now, lot of companies like all JK Tire, Goodyear, and a lot of other companies are using this product without any other problem. Now, recently we have seen that a lot of multinational companies are there. They are coming with new products. Recently, we have also developed anti-tack powder. A lot of tire companies are using this product, and we are also following that same principle. My submission over here is that we are make in India. We don't this thing, and I expect all tire companies, like all technology head people are here, that you must support make in India products also. We are not second to any multinational brand. So that's what I expect from my all technologists. Now we come to water-based inner paints. Now here also, the position is that all multinational players are there in India who are supplying these type of products. And we found that this is also a very potential and a high-tech product. I took a challenge that we will also produce these kind of products, and we will supply to all the tire companies in India, which we succeeded. The name of product is, this is filled one, Inlu BX9. This is a filled product. It is used in bias plant. It's single release where the total solids is 50%. It's for the green tire. The next further this thing we did modification for bigger size 1020 bias tire, where Inlu BX11 has performed excellently there. This is also a single release. Total solids same. Then a lot of multinational companies were making some semi-filled, and we understand this from a lot of technocrats at the senior level, that semi-filled is also very much, performance is better. So why don't you? So we also developed semi-filled this thing in lieu semi-filled 2020, which total solids is 35%. Then we saw that a lot of tire companies, especially in PCR and TBR, people are shifting towards unfilled. So we did a lot of good homework with my technology team. So we developed a product for single release, and a lot of tire companies are using our product on regular basis. Now there are different versions, better for better. This Inlube UX2 is a better and advanced version of unfilled product. This is also single release where the total solids is 13%. Now UX2 MLV, this is also a new developed for certain segment. Lot of tire companies. This is also a single release product. Lot of tire companies are using. Then I think we had a challenge. Like a lot of companies says that okay, single release is already proven. What about multi-release this thing product? It took us 1 year, and I think a lot of tire companies are using our multi-release product in their this thing, which is called Inlube MR9402. That is also unfilled, where the total solids is 28%, and it is applied. I don't know generally what the information we have. They applied once in a 5 tire. This thing. Some are applying 3, some are applying 5 tires, and it is being used in TBR, all PCR as well as in TBR segment. Now, other product of tread marking inks. Uh, this solvent base we were producing since 1977 when Goodyear was using this product of ours. That time, water-based technology was not so prominent. So we started this this thing, solvent-based marking ink, and now we are already into verge of water-based marking inks, which we are supplying to few tire companies. We have started supplying. I'm sure the more colors and more advanced bright colors in coming time will be, produced. We make mold release agents as it's a common this thing usage for all mold applications. Rim lube, water-based rim lube RLX 1030. That is also a single relief application on uniformity balancing machine. Now, this is, a lot of tire companies said that you are giving us in a concentrate form. So why don't you give us in ready mix, ready to use? So we made that also, a water-based rim lube, that is RLX 1010. That is also single release application on uniformity and balancing machine. The total solids of ready mix is from 5 to 7, and I think it's performing. A lot of companies are using bladder lubes, bladder coats. We are already making black tire finish paint. We have recently developed this thing, rubber marking crayons, which are just long time. I think now people are into various this thing. This drumstick also, I think we developed it from Goodyear. This thing, I think this is an American. This thing, we were given a sample. So at that time, I requested Dr. Mukhopadhyay that this is a new invention where it's a solid core cement which is used on the on the drum for turning down the plies. So I think Apollo tires and JK tires were the few that time customers for it, and I think they have run for a long time. This was also a substitute to some foreign this thing. Next is then EVA and LDP films and bags. This is also an eco-friendly product, so we are also now precipitated silica, as I think Dr. Mukhopadhyay always talks about silica and his this thing. So we are already there. This is just an an idea like what mechanical, rubber goods, paper, other industries. Now, specialty silica is also, from 2009 onwards, we are producing various kinds of silica. We are producing surface area 130, 155, 170, 190, 220, and very recently we have touched 300, 230 plus. So these are the some specifications. I need not to read so much about that, but yes, we have low surface, that is called low structure silica. Then we have medium surface area. This thing we have 175, that is Trusil RSR. That is what Avionic and Degussa were making. So these are our regular. We are also working in in the field of nano as well as SDS. I'm sorry, Dr. Khanna could not come today because of some personal reason. So otherwise, he would have talked about silica. This thing. This is the process. This thing. We had done a collaboration with CISR Niri for our lot of internal developments. We have given so many projects to them on day-to-day basis. Whatever the challenges we face, uh, they are always there to help us in that. Uh, our facility of specialty silica is in Alwar. These are some photographs of the plant and the equipments. Yeah, this is our this EVA and polymer green polymer plant. This is also stationed somewhere at the New Delhi. I need not to read. I think all technocrats know about EVA, its properties, its advantages. But this also machine, what we have got, it's first of its kind. We imported from Germany. This doesn't take any other material other than only virgin material. So whatever material we produce is totally virgin. No mixing, no blends. That machine itself cannot take. And we not only make normal EVA, we make low melt EVA, which is I think now a lot of companies are switching to low melt EVA also. We do have that. These are the some sizes that we make, and we can also make as per the customer requirement. Now, this is my new venture, which is just picked up. It will be in Vizag, Vishakhapatnam. This is a dislate. Generally, when kidney fails, a lot of you have to get your dialysis. So for this, we are producing a dislate, a product where you can save someone's life on that. We don't only do business, we are committed to society. So we are associated with a lot of other organizations, member of Paryas. They are dealing with underprivileged. We have been with them for more than 20 years. We pick up 2 or 3 children and we take the responsibility of their education, their training, and whatever they need, we pick up and that's it. We are supporting, could you just, yeah. We are also supporting members of Deaf and Dumb Society. We just go and do some lot of projects. There are a lot of children and even at various ages where they are born or they are by accident, they are deaf and dumb. So we try to treat them whatever best possible as per the medical. We take those children also, this thing. I am the whole-time director in Lions Club. So probably not Lions Club where only sessions are taken. We do projects. I am the whole-time director. We take projects. We have done a lot of things during COVID. Uh, you know, every year employment for students from Calcutta University, we are associated, even from Udaipur. Now I was talking to Mr. Shridhar that we would like to even take, researchers from this southern part of India for our many projects. Maybe it is coming in Vizag or in our Delhi. So we are also planning to build up a R&D center at my new location, which is near Mathura. I'm sure civil work is on, and very soon I will invite some of the dignitaries of tire companies from all the companies. Special invitation will be given so that they can see this facility, guide us, and even for joint development, we will be always there. Thank you for hearing me very patiently. I will just take your 10 minutes so that this is what I have speak. I spoke to this. There's a small audio video. I'm sure you will also like, and you will assess what really my team and what we are as into a company. I'm sure for 10 minutes you will bear with me. Please. Thank you.
The Ravi Soni Group of companies started in the year 1980 with a humble startup manufacturing activity in the name of Ravi Enterprises. The group had never looked back since then and proved its presence in the tire and rubber industry as multi-product manufacturer specialized to meet customer specific specification and all other requirements. Ravi Enterprises started the manufacturing activities of various high-tech external additives, lubricants and slurries, both water-based and solvent-based for tire processing. Marking inks for rubber component identification, the quality standard and performance of all products met all customers' expectations to have immediate acceptance in the industry.
The huge acceptance of our products and the brand as well for tire industries motivated us to create a multi-product corporate sector to serve tire, non-tire rubber industries, emerging through the years of hard work and strong customer focus under the dynamic leadership of Mr. Ravi Soni. Today, the group has established 6 major entities: Ravi Enterprises, Unitex Diecare, 111 International, Specialty Silica Private Limited, Green Polymers, Specialty Pharmacare.
I have started this business in 1980, and since then we are into multi-folds. My starting company is Ravi Enterprises, New Delhi. We have started this company with special chemicals for tire and rubber companies from 1998 onwards. Today, we are the pioneer in India to make all these products for tire companies. Like we make eco-friendly products for Bridgestone, Apollo Tires, Goodyear, JK, Seat, and other companies. This milestone has been kept on looking to our customers' requirement from time to time and from day to day. Ravi Soni's group of companies' vision is that we want to rate the topmost in India and a leader in world. And we are proud that we have a very good technical team with expert in their fields, and they are driving the company to the best in the world. My mission is that we believe in teamwork and we have a very dedicated and the best team to serve our plant, to our customer, to our state, to our nation, and to the world.
Ravi Enterprises, a group company, has been one of the leading manufacturers and suppliers of various chemicals and solutions for various key industries in the country. Unitex Diecare, one of the group company, serve in the field of manufacturing all types of dip solutions and slurries required for rubber compound processing and identified as customer-oriented supplier for tire and non-tire applications. 111 International, another group company, caters the needs of allied chemicals used for rubber application and also having a distinct identity. Our wide range of eco-friendly products, likewise, Lubcell PX70, Lubcell 40, Lubcell CLX 50, and Lubcell TX5 are the water-based anti-tack agents for rubber named as Banbury Mixed Compound Dip Slurry, Inlube BX11A, Inlube BX9, and InLube UX2, InLube SF 2020 is semi-filled water-based inside tire paint for green tires. InLube MR9402 is multi-release lubricant. Molube ML6020 is single-release mold lubricant. PL7079 ladder lube lubricant. Water-based marking inks for center and identification line marking on tread. Multi-purpose stamp ink on thread and butyl tube are available in a wide range of colors. Our other products: solvent-based marking inks for thread center line marking and multi-purpose stamp on thread and butyl tube available in all colors. Butyl and chlorobutyl-based marking ink for stamping on butyl and chlorobutyl tubes. Drumstick DS4, a solid drum board adhesive used for ply down the plies while building tires. Marking crayons, bright crayons for marking on compounds for identification of stock during ink process. To meet increasing opportunity of global need, Ravi Soni Group of Companies introduced manufacturing facility to produce high-quality conventional precipitated silica for tire and rubber industries, using the most modern equipment and machineries in Alwar, Rajasthan. Specialty Silica Private Limited, SSPL, which has already emerged as one of the leading quality producers of silica for the Indian tire industry, is now poised to tap opportunities being fueled by growing demand for green tires. Today, specialty silica meets wide range of customer needs and produces 5 different grades of spray-dried as well as granular form of precipitated silica under the brand TrueSil, TrueSil MSR, TrueSil MSR, TrueSil RSR, TrueSil HSR, and TrueSil HSR X4. Precipitated silica, reinforcing material fillers. At Specialty Silica, our unique process is established and mastered on high technology platform to meet all domestic and global standards. Products of Specialty Silica found immediate approval and acceptance from large tire and rubber industries as a result of carefully designed process, equipments, right raw materials, and installing automated process control activities backed by advanced tests at in-house laboratory and managed by efficient and competent qualified engineers and technicians. We started making tailor-made PPT silica according to customized specifications and expectations of our prime customers. Today, the SSPL is preferred supplier of silica to tire companies and rubber conveyor belting manufacturers. We are approved from Continental Tires, West Germany, and Goodyear International, Akron, and Luxembourg. Technical team from Bridgestone, Thailand, and Japan visited our silica plant for technical evaluation, and final approval for commercial transaction is in process. Green Polymers, another group company which recently started operations, has been emerged to manufacturer of EBA bags, LDPE bags, rolls, stretch film for rubber industry. The unit is located in the industrial hub of New Delhi, India. Specialty Pharmacare, the youngest entity of the group, is located at Hyderabad. The aim is to manufacture medicated drug which is moving at a fast growth mode. The innovation and R&D effort is one of our major activity. We are currently developing A. Highly dispersible silica to comply with rolling resistance requirement of high performance modern radial passenger tire or PCR. B. Green silica is under advanced stage of development for low rolling resistance truck bus radial tire. Our collaboration with CSIR. In November 2016, we entered into an agreement with the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, India, as part of its expansion of R&D activities at the company's proposed R&D center at its facility in Alwar, Rajasthan. Quality assurance and advanced tests. At all our group companies, we have installed a strong quality assurance system backed by automated process, advanced test laboratories, and process control mechanisms. Quality standards are maintained on all incoming material, in-process material, and outgoing material. All testing and checks are carried out with reference to our stringent internal specifications and standards to assure 100% compliance to our customer specifications and requirements. Quality focus and quality initiatives. All our group companies are ISO 9001-2015 and ISO 14001-2015 certified. Further, we are in advanced stage of implementing application of SVC and Six Sigma quality assurance, application of TPM for our manufacturing processes, awards and accolades. For our continuous endeavors to excel, we have been acknowledged and awarded for our effort at various forums. Being a customer-centric company with prime focus on customer satisfaction and quality excellence, we are recognized today as most preferred supplier of silica, lubes, paints, slurry and paints, inks by tire and rubber industry majors. A few tire majors appreciated us by awarding us with 100% score of compliance. Not to forget our responsibility towards society and environment. Ravi Soni Group is also committed to giving back to society within the company and outside. The recreation area is dedicated for the employees to have good time away from work. Group is associated with Prayas, dealing with underprivileged children, supporting member of Deaf and Dumb Society in Delhi, Cancer Aid and Research Foundation, Mumbai, Jyoti Eye Institute, New Delhi, and Cry Institute, New Delhi. With our deep commitment to be present as an environmentally friendly member on global platform, we are pursuing zero discharge and minimum level of emission at all our manufacturing units. Responsible member of the industry. Ravi Soni Group of Companies is committed to support and promote the interests of tire and rubber industries. The group participated and sponsored in the national and international rubber conferences held in India as well as abroad since 2000. We all members are proud to be associated with Ravi Soni Group, a dynamic, innovative, customer-centric, socially responsible, and environmentally friendly organization, which is emerging as market leader in the industry on the path of excellence and sustainable growth.
Thank you very much, Mr. Soni. Now I request Mr. Nagar to give his talk on digitalization. Then he will introduce the speaker.
Before I introduce Mr. Chandrasekhar, I would like to mention I think we have around 180 to 200 participants. Many of you are not IRA members. May I request you, all of you, to enroll yourself as IRA member. Both the soft and hard copy of the forms are available in the reception area. Please take and then enroll yourself. Thank you. Mr. Chandrasekhar is business and technology leader with 26 years of diverse and multidisciplinary experience in strategizing, consulting, and execution of transformation projects across enterprises, process, and across geographies. He is currently leading the digital transformation at JK Fenner, responsible for bringing in technology into business transformation and making JK Fenner future ready. He is a chartered accountant by profession and brings you in a unique value of understanding both business and IT skills, which is a key to deliver digital transformation today. Thank you. Over to Mr. Chandrasekhar.
Good evening, all. Thank you, first of all, to Indian Rubber Institute. Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you, Mr. And Mr. Mohammed, for taking the opportunity to invite me to present. Unlike most of you, I'm not a rubber technologist. I'm a chartered accountant by profession. But because of my interest, I've moved completely into manufacturing sector, away from accounting and finance, which is my domain. Though I started with that. So unlike you, I may not be able to talk so much detail in rubber as Mr. Mukhopadhyay or anyone, but I'll make sure that I make it very simple presentation on what we have done and how we have benefited, especially for the small and medium scale enterprises. The objective of this short presentation is to explore the significant benefits of digitalization in the manufacturing sector, especially in the rubber industry, and how digital transformation can drive efficiency, sustainability, innovation, and drive competitive advantage. I'll briefly talk about the company. This is how the flow is going to be. I'll make it as short as possible because I know I'm standing in between the dinner time for most of us. I'm from JK Fenner, part of the JK organization. We have about 12 different companies. The group companies aggregate to more than 50,000, 5 lakh shareholders, and we employ over 40,000 people. We have a strong nationwide sales and service network of over 10,000 distributors and a large number of retailers and service providers. JK Fenner specifically, we have an R&D and manufacturing of industrial belts and hoses. We also do a research and development and manufacturing of oil seals, automotive belts, and also on other rubber products like your brake shoes and other things. Incorporated in 1955 as member of the JK Group companies. In 1987, we became the major shareholder of Fenner India, which is basically a UK company. And 2004, JK organization acquired 100% stake in Fenner. And 2013, we renamed it as JK Fenner India Limited. Today, we have about 1,200 employees. 40 employees are in R&D, and about 260 square yards of 260,000 square yards of total area for manufacturing facility spread across India. These are some of the products. I'm not going to get into the details due to the paucity of time. So quickly moving into what we did, right? I mean, Mr. Mukhopadhyay very well spoke about what is driving. He spoke about how technology is driving innovation today, and also spoke about how companies need to embrace technology to be relevant for the future. So this is what we have also done. At the macro level, what is driving all our customers, irrespective of the industry, is everyone is expecting on demand. If you look at any of us, right, we order products through Amazon, Flipkart, or other, and we are expecting immediate delivery. That's why if you look at it, subscription-based, Amazon has come out with Amazon Prime and next day delivery, etc., including groceries are delivered same day. if you order before 8 a.m., it gets delivered. And a lot of companies are also moving towards that space. And 100% quality is taken for granted. No longer like I will pay more for the quality, right? It is all 100% quality is taken for granted. And because of sustainability, etc., we are all moving towards do more with less. The resources are limited, but whereas the demand is very high, so we are moving towards do more with less. And then we work with a variety of suppliers, customers, other stakeholders, etc., where they want to strengthen the business. It is going to work like an ecosystem. There is nothing like, I am a big guy, I am a big brother here. It's all an ecosystem that will play a major role in shaping the industry going forward, and every industry for that matter. If I am in a Fenner producing belt, I have to partner with an OE, I have to partner with the raw material manufacturer, I have to partner with somebody producing rubber raw material, carbon black, etc., etc. And that ecosystem as a whole, if we grow, everybody can grow together. You cannot have a big brother attitude. And that's what everybody is looking at. And within the company and within everyone, we wanted to make better decisions and faster decisions as well. And in spite of all that, we have to also take care of security. With the advent of technology, there is also a very high demand for making sure that your information security, what do you do with the outside world and what you do internally within the company is also secured with the data privacy and cyber security laws, etc. coming in. There is also a heightened demand for that, and we need to also make sure that our business is secure, because that whatever data that you are holding, whatever R&D that you have done, you need to secure to make sure that it is not taken over by some other either an untoward incident or by a purposeful act of any outside entity getting in and taking away the data that is used for our manufacturing and other processes. So this is where we basically started. I'm not going to get into the details again. So these are some of the major building blocks of how we started our digitalization about 4.5 years back. Just before the COVID, we have drawn up a major digitalization agenda for us, and basically is on the six themes that we wanted to put it across. One is an enterprise IT. How do we actually strengthen the enterprise IT? We wanted to make a smart factory. We want to connect with our customers digitally as well, and how do you remain connected with our customers? We wanted to make a smart supply chain, reduce our supply chain time, etc., so that we can reach out to the customers faster. We also named something like a touchless finance to improve our efficiency in our internal operations, and we want to make our workplace smarter as well, so that we can attract more younger employees, so that we can bring in new blood in the way we do things. So these are some of the items that we had taken up about 4 years back. So how did we do that, right? So there were a laundry list of so much of items, but we picked up, at least about 5 items that we wanted to probably do at first as part of the wave 1. Primarily, making sure that there is a business case for whatever we are doing. Because once the digitalization is all driving everywhere, but it has to be actually backed by a revenue potential that the company can get, because we are investing money, right? The stakeholders have invested money, the shareholders have put in the money. So it has to be a business case backed by a strong business case, so that it can generate revenue or reduce the overall cost. So with that in mind, we picked up about 6 areas. One is customer connect, one is on-time delivery, visibility of our products across the value chain. We wanted to improve our quality and OE, overall equipment efficiency. We wanted to improve our back office and use data as a fuel to make better decisions. So for these 6 objectives, we embarked upon 5 major initiatives as part of wave 1. One is we wanted to connect with the customers through a dealer management system, Industry 4.0 for a smart factory, robotic process automation for our back office operation, and a warehouse management system to efficiently deliver to our customers, which is on supply chain, and advanced analytics across the enterprise to make better decision making using the data that is available. So these are some of the areas that we spoke about, and these are the business benefits on the extreme right that you will see that we embarked on, and we convinced our leadership team to invest based on this business case that we are putting in. Especially coming to Industry 4.0 that you will see here, we promised that worked out a business case that it can provide 10% improvement on OEE. Line rejection will be reduced to from 35% to about, 3.5% to 1.5%. Traceability, which is very important when you're, delivering to OEE customers, auto OEE customers. We ensured the traceability to 5 minutes when there is any request that is coming in from our OE customers. That is one of the major initiatives that we promised to our leadership team to go in for Industry 4.0 plans. I'll just probably talk about Industry 4.0. I'll leave rest of the things. See, Mr. Mukhopadhyay spoke about the emerging technologies that are shaping up the world and also all the industries. So here as well, what we are doing is the connectivity, sensors, IoT, etc. are one of the foundational elements that are driving Industry 4.0 or smart factory today across all the enterprises, not just the tire industry. Then there is data and computational power has tremendously increased over the last 5 years. Every 2 years, the data and computational power increase at least 4 times. And the cost of that data and the transmission of data, the internet costs also have significantly dropped down from what we have seen. Probably some of you will be aware when we started using mobile phones, we paid about 37 rupees for an incoming call, and an outgoing call was paid about 40 rupees or something. Today it is nothing, right? You do the entire transaction through mobile by paying about 500 rupees. So that's the quantum jump we have seen in the penetration of internet and data. And similarly, analytics and intelligence, using data as a fuel, we are able to do analytics and build intelligence with the emergence of AI, etc. When 5 years back, data was thought as a fuel, today people are talking data as oxygen, because you need more and more data being churned out by machines. Every one of us. Today, probably Google knows that there are about 100 plus people assembled here at this place because it has looking at data. Though they may not know what is happening, unless otherwise the YouTube also they take the data and look at all the collision of data to gather actual information. They know precisely 100 plus people have assembled at this place for some cause or the other. And human-machine interaction is a real-world scenario today. And that is why Industry 5.0 is also emerging today, where Industry 4.0, the basic difference is the machines were connected and the machines were allowed to make decision-making by putting it. But Industry 5.0, what is going to happen is human beings, the operators are going to talk with the machines, and the machine and human interaction is going to provide a hell lot of possibilities that will take us to the next generation and the next wave of digitalization across all our companies. So why we started Industry 4.0, right? The vision and objectives at JK Fenner especially is we wanted to enhance the line OEE, improve the quality through CTQ monitoring, safety, improve the safety of all the employees as well as the entire plant, and then increase the traceability of end-to-end. While we embarked on the journey, there were a lot of other things that were also coming in for us to embark on the Industry 4.0 to start this initiative. But we decided we will actually focus only on the 4 objectives, basically because we'll be able to measure and give the business benefits back to the stakeholders, back to our board. And that is why we picked up the 4 objectives, because the reason why we wanted to do the smart manufacturing or Industry 4.0 initiative. And why smart factory? That is what everybody would have, right? And this is no brainer for all of us today, because I see a lot of other young crowd as well. There is need to be speed, flexibility, quality, and improve the efficiency of the overall manufacturing organization. Again, this is not an easy journey for us. As you know, JK Fenner, we inherited from Fenner UK. All the machineries that we had, etc., are pretty old. Even we still have machineries that have about 75, 80-year-old machines. And there was always a discussion with the manufacturing head and with the technology guys, whereas I came from outside, whether to go in for an existing machine or to buy a new machine. So I want to categorically state here that we at JK Fenner have been successful in implementing Industry 4.0 using old machines. None of the machines were actually new machines, which means we never invested on new machines. The capabilities that we built into the old machines are all existing 75-year-old, 80-year-old machines where we integrated with IoT, sensors, PLCs, etc., through which we got the data and that we are using. Anybody in the crowd who want to visit us and understand what we have done, how we have gone about on Industry 4.0 using the existing machinery, I will be happy to take you through the journey and probably visit the plant as well at Madurai. And rest of the plants are also underway where we are planning to implement Industry 4.0. So the business case was very important. We wanted the stakeholders buy-in, and as I told you, there was also a debate about using existing machines and buying new machines, which would have made our life easier to implement. But nevertheless, we went in because we did not want to spend, and nobody had that kind of a investment budget, especially when we are exploring new technology. But what we decided is we will make sure that we have some established partnership. We partnered with Siemens in the case of Industry 4.0 to go ahead on the initiative. And the tech solution is how do we actually fit in the sensors to the existing machines. That was a conscious call. We tried with a small number of machines and then we expanded it. The philosophy that we followed there is fail fast. We wanted to start small, look at the POC, and if we are failing, we wanted to fail fast, and that was encouraged by our leadership team as well. And once we know that the technology works and the solution works, we would be able to expand this POC to across the other lines as well. That is what we did. But from a control perspective, we wanted to make sure that the scope is under control. Though there were a lot of challenges, a lot of push from others to include a lot of other things in the scope, including energy monitoring, etc. But we made sure that in the first phase, we'll control the scope. We'll only take up whatever we have signed up for, and we made sure that the change management is well communicated across the value chain of employees, from the stakeholders at the board level to all the union leaders as well. Interesting stories across the journey as well. And we also brought in new talent from the other industries as well, who will understand what is sensors, how to use data, etc. So that particular team will be able to percolate the benefits and also the use of Industry 4.0 to all the team members across. So what we have been successful, right? Just to let you know that OEE analysis, after the implementation, we gained 15% improvement in OEE, which is a sizable improvement. What by improving the OEE, what we have achieved is we have postponed or pushed away the cost of investing for our capacity expansion. This is on one single line. If you imagine we have about 15 lines, in 15 lines, imagining even 10 lines if we improve, it is equivalent of actually putting in another factory for the entire capacity that we are running in Madurai. And line rejections was down by about 75%. The quality improved by 35%. This is also contributes a lot to the sustainability portion as well, because the moment you do first time right, there is no rework, which means energy is reduced, your material is not scrapped, and that actually improved our, when we are now embarked on a ESG journey, the way we picked up the quality improvement from the Industry 4.0 initiative actually brought us higher brownie points from the sustainability auditors, ESG auditors as well. And then traceability, right? As the traceability we established right from the time when the material is coming into the plant until it actually the finished product is leaving and it is with our dealer distributor when he is giving to the either to the OE or we are supplying to the OE. The entire value chain of the supply chain, as now we can trace the product. When the product was manufactured, who supplied that product, what temperature the compound was stored, who's the operator who did the particular machining, etc. The entire value chain of the manufacturing process will be able to be tracked, and this traceability can be done within about 5 minutes. So if you have an order number or if you have any kind of a invoice, we'll be able to trace when the raw material actually got into our plant and what did we do. So that is what we have achieved, and this has been most commended by our OE suppliers like your Bajaj, Hero Honda, etc. as well. And then the operator performance is also significantly improved because of this. What we did is we decoupled the skill level of the operator by introducing Industry 4.0. So the decision making is now collaboratively done between the operator as well as the machine. So until then, what will happen is the operator misses it, some of the CTQ parameters, etc. The end of the product is not with 100% quality, right? We will get probably a little inferior quality product, and there will be rejections post the selling to the post the material move to the final consumer. But today, what we have done is, because of Industry 4.0, because we monitor the CTQs, the machine will be able to throw some of the using the sensors, etc. The CTQ parameters, it will throw a beep, whereby the operator will be able to switch on and switch off and make the necessary corrections, and then restart the machines. Again, I'll tell you, this is not a complete automated factory. That's not the stage what we have. We have facilitated that the operator will be also be enlightened and knowledge is provided by the machine, so that we are not taking away the people part of it. We are a people-friendly organization. We made very sure during our implementation itself to all the union leaders, because the initial thing was because Industry 4.0, smart factory, automation, etc. Will you be able to employ so much of people? Definitely not. We assured our union, we assured all our stakeholders as well that our intention is not that, and we proved it by setting examples. So we have not reduced the manpower, but we have retrained them and put them in other work as well, and we have actually facilitated them to take better decisions, and that is what the need of the hour as well, and they will all be very happy. Quickly into what are the quick learnings for us. As I told you, first we need to think big, act small, fail fast. This is a mantra that we followed throughout our digital journey, and especially about Industry 4.0, and this was supported by our stakeholders and our board as well. And the biggest thing is, any project today, right, it should not continue for years together, and after the 5th year or after the year, we should not tell that it is failed, because we would have spent heavily. We wanted to fail fast as well and fail cheap as well. So every bit of POC was not more than about 45 days, and the maximum POC on a particular sensorizing machine was about 50 days, the max that we were. Otherwise, most of the machinery, old retrofitting machines, we made sure that we are able to do it within about 20 to 30 days, and we were able to get the data from it. And if it is failed, we wanted to use a different technology to make sure that we are moving forward. And when we have failed, we wanted to take the lessons as a feedback, make sure that the entire team, not just the team that is doing particular mission, the entire line team are aware of such lessons. We were educating them so that they will not repeat that mistakes. That is some of the philosophies that we followed, and we constantly reviewed the cost structure as well. Please don't mistake that because we have employed Siemens, the cost of Industry 4.0 is very high, etc. I can assure you today Industry 4.0 solutions for MSME can be done at a very, very minimal cost, because the cost of sensors, whether it is IoT or non-IoT sensors, have come down drastically in the last 2-3 years. And we'll be able to employ that, and we'll be able to implement Industry 4.0 with very minimal sum, probably not even our thought process. Less than about, I should not even talk about 50 lakhs. Probably if you spend 10 lakhs, even for your, I would say a machinery that is probably most critical. We will be able to get data for a few lakhs, and we'll be able to analyze that and make sure that the product is coming out in the right way. And you will be able to measure the CTQs and report as well. And the business case that we built was very realistic, taking all the stakeholders into account, as I told you. And for every, I would say, the implementation cycle, right? We followed through the entire cycle. It's not that we had a lengthier cycle. We picked up one mission at a time, critical mission, critical process, and we reviewed it with the data and then proceeded to the next one. That is where I think our success story, and that is what everybody need to learn as well. And more importantly, we made sure that we communicate. We in fact over communicated across our industry 4.0 journey. It's not a monthly meeting or anything. We had a meeting almost every second day, and including with the union leaders, we had a meeting every week, because that was the most critical step. And because there were a lot of illusions that whether this will take away their job, etc., especially in a place like Madurai. We assured and we lived up to the expectation as well. So communicating across the stakeholders, right from union to the board, was very frequent, and we over communicated in all means. We had pamphlets, we had meetings, we had education sessions, etc. So that is where what we did. And this is all fundamental. Irrespective of the technology that you do, you need to follow these fundamental rules of ensuring that digitalization is successful. From a technical standpoint, also we had some few learnings. We had to select the right IoT devices and sensors, and wherever there is a gap, we need to make sure that we have put in additional technologies to overcome that particular problem as well. And then network enablement. That is also one of the large, because today most of the organizations do not have industrial network. We have network that will go into the the plant as well, but that need to be industrial network in order to make sure that the IT and the OT is separated. IT is information technology, OT is operational technology. Due to cyber attacks, etc., I told you about, spoke about the cyber security requirements as well, because of which we had to separate IT and OT with a separate firewall, and that also we achieved with minimal cost. And continuously we educated our team on digital awareness, what is the art of possible with the digital technologies, what is possible, how companies have failed and how companies have been successful. Both the things we used to have a constant workshop, and learning and upskilling of our operators was also taken as a conscious effort, and we did a continuous upskilling of our workmen. And the UX is nothing but user interface. The user interface that we had fitted into every mission will be able to interact with the user, and that is also compatible with Industry 5.0. So tomorrow you will be able to enable through a voice recognition as well. And these are all, even though it sounds very fancy, technology, expensive, etc., these are definitely not, expensive, solutions that we have gone for, and we'll be happy to showcase. I think Mr. Soni was also there at our Madurai plant, and he had an opportunity. I believe he has also done that through Mr. Dinesh and Murugan. And then manufacturing execution management is something very important. We invested on that as well. Instead of just collecting the data, we made sure that there is an MOM system that is put in place, which will be able to be scaled up in our expansion as well. And CTQ measurements, etc., which is again a critical part in our journey, which will make sure that we have a definitive business case, and we'll be able to talk with our stakeholders and get their approval to move forward. So that's the essence of how we went about on digitalization. Again, to quote Mr. Mukhopadhyay, he was talking about this is a hygiene factor today. It is not that tomorrow we will do digitalization is not going to be something that you can wait. Somewhere all of us need to start, whether it is a small industry or a medium industry or even a very small industry like what is happening in Germany. We need to start somewhere. And you start measuring and taking the data in small numbers. You don't need to, do a large scale. You start small, you will see the benefits, and from there on, you expand it to other areas. And you can plow back the benefits that you're going to get from a small piece of work to the other areas. You start with your critical missions. You don't need to start with all the missions, etc. That is where you will also be satisfied and you'll have a confidence to start on Industry 4.0 on digitalization. And more importantly, right, we all need to understand how the technology is driving the business today. It's not about business driving the technology any longer. I may sound a little boorish, but definitely not. There is a lot of technology that is driving business today, starting from people requesting on demand whatever you want, and to also expect 100% quality product. That is where the technology comes in handy for all of us to move forward in our digitalization. So with that, I like to thank you, and thanks for patiently listening. I would have definitely skipped some of the things in the paucity of time, but if there is anything that I can help you answer, I'll be happy to do that offline as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chandrasekhar, for a very, very informative talk. Now we are running short of time. Of course, during dinner time, you can interact more with the speakers. But if any one or two questions, if it's there, please get up, introduce yourself, and ask the same.
Good evening. Karthik from Sri Polymer Products. So you were talking about not much cost. So could you give us a ballpark of what is the cost?
Sorry.
What was the budgeted expense for your project?
Budgeting expenses, if you take away the MES outside, don't take the MES part. MES is for the larger part, because we wanted to collect a lot of data. So the MES part is separate. If you leave the MES part, we spent for one line with all the sensor hardware and data collection, including the. I'm not also taking the revamped architecture, etc. Only the data sensors and collecting data. We spent about 1 lakhs.
So is this for a mixing setup or is it for a molding setup? Or?
This is for one line, one of the lines, entire line. This is where the processing happens from the raw material. For the rubber line, we would have spent another close to about 15 to 20 lakhs, including all the sensors. So the rubber line, so what we did was the rubber mixing plant, basically. What happens is all the Madurai has this central mixing plant. We produce the rubber and we distribute to all the other plants across our other 4 plants. So we took up that as the first part and we completed it. So that the raw material and the semi-finished product is now transferred to the quality. So that part is a major one. And post that we expanded to other lines as well.
So this does not include the overall architecture and the physical IT OT separation and all that.
So overall architecture I can probably talk about because so what we did have is we have an MOS system, which is basically a MES system. And the MES system will be connected with all the data capture that is happening through the edge devices. What we did was the edge device is basically a system that would have on the periphery of the operational technology network within the plant itself, within the plant network. And that network will be able to make quicker decisions. Suppose say if the CTQ parameter is going above, if say the temperature on a particular vulcanizing line, right, it is going above, immediately it will give you a beep. And that particular decision making was done using edge devices. So we had an edge device as well where the data will flow and any kind of decision making that is required at the operator level will be done there. And then the post data will be fed into the MES system for any other analysis like OE, etc. at the end of the day. That's how the at least at the business level architecture. I'm not getting into too much technical. I don't want to be boring talking technology alone.
It was an excellent presentation. Thank you very much, and we would love to take you up on the offer of having a visit.
Sure.
Getting
Thank you.
See, I would like to mention what is in rubber industry. It's very clear how the simple way cannot measure, you cannot perform. Am I clear? So what digitalization is very common man language, suppose in a mixing, the time, temperature, speed, you have a certain critical parameter in each process. Now today what is considered normally measured with thermometer, with the thermocouple and other, it's no sensor. What is actually happening, sensor what it does, this is the critical parameter which affect your, we call the CTQ, cost of total quality. So we consider the finished product, but we cannot see the excess of energy, excess of scrap, material loss and everything. But these are the critical parameters called the consequence matrix. So every process, every machine, so bandwidth have a certain critical parameter. These critical parameters related to a certain critical performance property with the compound is going to the calendar or extrusion, ultimately product performance. If you have a set consequence matrix, so each identify those critical parameters if you put a sensor. Let us consider you have a generator. You know that after running certain the temperature generation, the trip. So put a sensor there. You see that after this certain temperature, so that your cost of rewinding another is gone. The common man language industry flow is nothing but what I understood. If you have to measure that data, let us consider how the top management take a decision. Top management take a decision on the basis of the data being generated by the measurement. If the measurement is done by the certain equipment, if the equipment is not calibrated, validated, verified, your data is wrong, your decision is wrong. So very important, industry 4 is nothing but your how quickly in India needs, it is considered cost competitive automation. It is nothing but the way it is explained. This is my understanding. It's correct or not?
Absolutely. See, it's like us, right? I take an example of our own. We measure our your diabetes, sugar level, or BP level. Unless otherwise we measure, we do not know where we start, right? So similarly, that's what Mr. Mukhopadhyay explained. Similarly to that, we have to measure, take the data, so we understand where we start, and thereon improving is very simple. Okay, right?
Thank you.
I think we are running out of time. What we will do is during dinner we can have discussion with all the speakers. Okay.
Thanks to Sony sir. I was only starting from the small enterprises. He has grown up to a group of companies. So thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Another technical question to Dr. Mukhopadhyay.
Why not we have it during dinner?
Yeah, it's not possible. I think it's just I wanted to how that ingredient is coming from the sugar cane.
Let me be very clear. You know that I don't know 1970 in Kilachand they have a SBR manufacturing factory in Berry. What they do the sugar cane take a you get molasses till get alcohol. The alcohol you get a styrene, you get any combination you can do that. Am I clear? Second point is that today all the plastic industry, let us consider polythene, bottle and other, getting the monomer, getting there. You know today plastic scrap, I'm telling all students or the researchers who are sitting here, it's saying you try to see that how you can convert waste to the wealth. Now, these are the raw materials where you can manufacture, you get the monomer, you get the polymer. So this is the way the things are going. You know, the necessity is the mother of invention. Now this time has come, we have to think in that direction. The take, make, use and throw, we have to stop it. You have to think that before throwing, how many times we can use it and recycle. Okay? Thank you very much.
Without buying any new machine and you are using that replacement analysis, that is whether to make or buy decisions, how you are using that much effective. That means without doing any new questions, new machines, how you are able to sustain that make or buy. That means you are not buying, that is you are in make. So it's sensors, yeah, but whether that sensor cost is somewhat high or whether it is better to buy the sensor or to get more service. Okay. So it is effective. You feel. Okay. So another question that you are giving training to your subordinates, but how your manager levels are skilled and how they are getting training, because they are giving some effective training. Yes, yes. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's what. You have to ask so many questions to ourselves, then only it will come. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So we are forced to stop it. Don't. Good evening to all. We have to, as the time is up, we have to go for many, because many people has to travel almost 50 to 70 kilometers away from this venue. So good evening. Now I want to, just 1 minute only I'll be taking. Warm welcome to all the guests, and I thank the speakers and our tire industry Pitamaha, Mr. PKM, Mr. Dr. Mukhopadhyay. We have not seen Dr. D. Banerjee, but we have seen these great people in our rubber industry. So thank you for coming here and giving some useful on the rubber industry, tire industries, all these things. So we thank all the people, and we thank Mr. Ravi Soni, who could able to sponsor it with a very short period. We thank you very much, sir. And we would like you to join us for the RubberCon also. Yeah, done it. I know he will do it. Yes, sir. That's correct, sir. Yes. Thank you. So we thank you, and we thank Ganesh and his team for organizing this meeting with a very short period, because it's the shortest time we have arranged the meeting. We thank Mr. Chandrasekhar also for digitalization, which is a must for every industry nowadays. Maybe we can start slowly with, in a small way, then we have to go in maybe another 5 years, we have to go in the big way. So thank you for all. Thank you all the guests who have come, and thank you. I will not stand for in between the dinner and these things. Thank you all. I'm sorry. And thank you the whole authorities also. Thank you.
Will be served in the adjacent hall. Please.